On others. I think you're gonna like this one because it is very much about AI and what your online presence and score looks like, right? Because AI is learning everything about you, everything that you do online. AI is pretty much focused on, like your reviews, for example, how you respond to reviews, your activity, your consistency. They're all signals, right, that shape how these platforms rank and recommend you. So I'm really hoping that for the next few minutes you're going to follow along, and then every single time you have an opportunity, you're actually going to execute, right? Um, and I've been saying this for a while now. Like the stronger your presence, the more AI sees you as someone who's credible. You need to be active. You need to be trusted. So you need to make sure that the reviews that you're getting from your clients, from your friends, from your family, is top of mind for you each and every single day. Because the stronger your presence, the more AI sees you as credible, right? I repeat that. That's why I'm asking you to figure Zillow and Google out. Figure Zillow and Google reviews out. It's not because I'm asking you to do a better job with reputation. You've got a pretty good reputation, but uh, do people know that? Does everybody know that, right? So it's about visibility, it's about distribution, and that's what creates future opportunity, right? If you're looking to increase your AI visibility, you need to focus on this. So I'm asking you to kind of understand that in today's market, your digital presence is important and more important, in my opinion, than your actual physical office. I think buyers and sellers are searching, I think, long before they even speak to you. And I say this not to get you to work harder or to scare you, but I am telling you that most of the time, when you're walking into a listing appointment or a buyer's consultation, their mind is pretty much made up. You're convincing them out of using you when you're at a buyer consultation or a listing presentation. But if you're walking through that door, they pretty much know that they want to hire you and they just want to go through kind of the checklist of things that they have on their mind or in their mind. So it matters than ever before, right? Consumers trust reviews more than almost anything else. Many clients will choose an agent based on reviews alone. Reviews matter just as much as a personal referral, right? And look this up and fact check me. When someone Googles your name or they find you on Zillow, they are looking for proof that you are the right option. You are the only option, that you're the right choice. So a strong review presence helps you with so many different things, right? Building trust before that first meeting, you stand out, right? So if you've got 27 reviews and the next person has 127 reviews, obviously they're going to trust the other agent more than they're going to trust you because there are more people saying things that they can relate to, right? So you stand out. Um, I think that because of your reviews, Google will recommend you more. Zillow will recommend you more, which will increase your inbound leads, right? It goes without saying that it strengthens your brand. It shows social proof and consistency, and then you convert more opportunities. Simple. I think again we go back to being rare and the only option in this market. If your focus isn't on getting reviews, then it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to be that person. But you got to know the difference between Zillow and Google, right? Zillow reviews, you should focus on those real active transactions, right? The closed transactions. That's where you need to focus most of your attention when it comes to getting Zillow reviews. So, for example, current buyers, current sellers, active clients who are currently working with you, recently closed ones, right? All those transactions that you have currently in your pipeline, or the ones that you've closed, you should be getting Zillow reviews on, right? It's very much real estate specific. Google reviews, however, they're a lot broader. Buyers and sellers, obviously. Past clients, yes. Your database, absolutely. Friends, family, your mom, your cousin. There are more character reviews that speak about your professionalism, your work ethic. Google, let's say, it builds your reputation as a professional and a trusted advisor. My recommendation here is not just to ask for Google reviews, it's to give Google reviews. You just don't want to keep asking for things. So start out with your professional database, for example. Look at who you have on your I trust them page, and then give every single one of those guys a review on Google. And don't ask for reciprocation. Don't do that, right? Wait on, maybe they will do it. And if in a couple of weeks they don't, go back to them and ask them to give you one. I think the biggest mistake that agents make, and this is something that is mind-boggling to me, that it's the worst time to ask for a Google review. And this is something that most coaches and even Google and Zillow, they say, ask for a Google review after the transaction. Are you kidding me? No way. No, no way. That's the worst time. Why? Because uh, your client is stressed. They're overwhelmed, right? They're focused on moving, packing, things that are going on in their life. So even if they love you, that the review becomes low priority, right? So the best time to ask for reviews during those emotional highs in the transaction, moments when the client is so excited, they're so grateful, right? They can't believe how all the things that you're doing to support them. Um, this is when the experience is fresh. It's more emotional. So when do you ask for a Google review or a Zillow review or both? After maybe a powerful consultation. So that's the first one. And then when they get a pre-approval, again, they're high. After an offer is accepted, again, high moment. What about it when you solve problems, right? Inspection problems, contingency removal problems, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe say something like, I'm glad we were able to handle that and protect your position. If you feel I've been doing a good job guiding you, I'd appreciate a quick review. It would really help my business, right? After an inspection and negotiation, right? The client really feels that they've been supported and they're safe. They feel safe and they recognize your expertise. That's another strong opportunity. Okay, after the closing, yes, still ask if they haven't given you what yet. But I promise you, if you follow the first few, you will never. I don't think you'll never need to wait until the very end to ask one because I think you would have already got one. Um, how to ask without feeling salesy. Um, I think you add you tie it back to your mission, right? And this is real. You're not just asking for a favor. You're asking them to help maybe others make the decision. And it's the reality, right? If they're not using you, they're going to use someone else, and that would suck. So simple things like it helps other families feel confident working with me. Right? It allows me to continue serving people at a high level. Your experience can help someone else avoid mistakes. What are the mistakes? Hiring someone else, right? Keep it natural and keep it conversational. I'd ask you to respect their time. Send them the link. Don't send them on a wild goose chase. Tell them it's going to take 60 seconds. Nowadays, they can just write a review based on some of the information they put into ChatGPT or Google, and obviously thank them in advance. You follow up. They're not going to do it the first time around. Don't pressure them. Something, a short text, maybe something that says, "Thank you for trusting me. Here's the link. If you have a minute, I really appreciate it." Please, please, please thank them. So when they give you a review, respond to every single review. Because one thing that you want to do, please, is respect the fact that they actually gave you that review. They stopped what they were doing. They gave you that review. So show them professionalism by responding to the review. And if the review is basic, you go into detail, right? If they just said, great working with Harut, well, you go into detail. It was really great working with you, Mitch. I really enjoyed our time together. It took 9 months, but we didn't quit, right? We didn't give up. We did all the things, and I'm glad that the inspections were handled properly. Be thoughtful, be specific, show appreciation, reinforce maybe your principles, your values, and then again highlight your commitment. This is content, right? Each response strengthens your brand, strengthens more importantly your AI score, your IQ, your SEO score, right? Every single one of these reviews and the response really does a better job with AI, right? I would recommend making this part of your weekly routine. Maybe two or three clients a week. Focus on the emotional highs, and then track your progress and make sure that everyone understands how important this is for you. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is about long-term vision. Okay, your goal here is not just to collect reviews. Your goal here is to increase visibility. Your goal here is to build trust. But what I want to do is I want to scale that trust, right? So I want to make sure that when someone searches your name, they see dozens of Zillow reviews or hundreds of Zillow reviews, Google reviews. I want to see consistency across all platforms when I'm choosing my agent. You're not when you do something, when you're focused on these reviews and you've got hundreds of your reviews eventually, you're no longer competing, right? You're basically the only option because of this, right? This is how you become that only option, the single path for your clients that we always talk about. This is how you create leverage, and this is how you build a business that grows without you having to chase the business. This is how people chase you. So if consistency if excuse me, if success is what you're after, you need to be a lot more consistent with asking for reviews and getting those reviews. Cheers.